Hey, welcome to Smoking Eagles Rod Shop. Today we're going to be changing the shift shaft seal in my Turbo 400 in Carmen Electra, the burnout queen over here. This thing leaks dangerously bad. Now I had to order this special tool off of Amazon to change it. It wasn't very expensive. It was under 20 bucks and it came with the new seal. So let's hop right in here and get this swapped out. I'll show you how it works. All right, so we're up underneath Carmen here, and you probably already know because you're watching this video, but right here is where this leaks. The shaft goes in here. This is how you shift your car from park, reverse, neutral, drive, low, whatever you want to go. And yeah, they're just notorious for going bad, especially in something like this where this transmission is a 71. Obviously, that's the original seal. So when I do professional burnout competitions like Cletus and Cars up in Indy, one of the rules is we have to have a Kevlar transmission blanket. And with this thing leaking, it just saturates that thing with transmission fluid. And if you know anything about transmission fluid, it is highly flammable. So that is not good. So we need to get this fixed. Because only Jason likes car fires. Okay, so I dropped this little rubber grommet here that goes inside the backside over here. Move you over so you can kind of see that. So we've got this big shift bar here. It's got a spring on it, and then it's got this little rubber bushing that goes in here. Now your car's probably going to be a little bit different, but GM is all kind of the same. There's just a pocket over in this side of the frame that this linkage goes into, and then this shaft slides through the two holes over here in the transmission. And then you've just got a cotter pin, and then I like to put a washer on there just to take up some of that slack so it shifts a little more, I don't know, there's just less slop in the system. So now I need to get a socket, and I'll take the end of this, take this nut off of here and show you what we got. All right, so I got our 9/16 socket and a ratchet. Of course, we're gonna have to shift it till it goes to the stop. These aren't super tight. So if yours is super tight, you might want to put something on there so you're not trying to bust your shift linkage inside the transmission. But all you got to do is remove this nut, like so, and then this will slide off, like that. Mine was kind of stuck on there because I knew it was leaking and I had to go to a competition, so I just jammed a bunch of O-rings in there and then tightened her down and let her rip. It worked, but it's not right, so now we're gonna do it right. So here's our new seal. They're super cheap, couple bucks, about anywhere you go. And that seal is pressed down in there. So in order to get that out, they've made this tool, and it just has a taper on it, and it has some threads that are tapered. And you screw this down in there, and it goes down inside there. It bites down inside that seal and kind of munches onto it, and then you've got this bolt that you tighten onto the backside like that. It pushes on the shift shaft that's coming in from the backside here, and then it just pulls that seal out, and then you can take this and just tap your new seal in nice and square. So yeah, I've got a bunch of O-rings jammed in there, so I'm going to stick this up there and see if I can't twist it in there and get all my O-rings out, and then if I can see that seal real good, I'll get you guys in there and show you. So this is a real snug fit around this shaft, which is good. That's what they want. And then as I turn it, it grabbed whatever that is. It's a seal of some kind that I jammed in there. This is a 5/8, which I thought was pretty cool. It's not like metric, which is what I assumed it would be. Okay. Hey, there's a chunk of rubber I jammed in there. See that? Hey man, when you're in a pinch, whatever works, right? You can see it way down in there. And I've got to get that out of there. Now, when I first noticed this thing was leaking, I thought, I'll put a new seal in there. I took it out, and it already had two seals in there, one jammed on top of the other. So it's like the last guy just bought the seal and was like, oh, there ain't one in there, and tossed another one on top of it. That was not the case. So anyway, we're gonna do the same thing as before. Slide this down on there. Just apply some pressure, get it started. Hopefully That'll just walk itself in there. I've never used one of these before, but I'm guessing you don't want to tighten it too far and strip out the rubber. I'm guessing you only get kind of one shot at this. That's in there pretty good. Let me go grab our bolt, stick it in the end, and see what we get. I'm guessing this ain't gonna have a lot of force on it, but a little grease lightning will definitely help this cheap tool out. It appears to be working. Or not. It's trying to. Maybe I didn't tighten it in far enough. Feels like it's grabbed. Pretty good. Wish me luck on attempt number 2. Well, that didn't work. That feels like it's getting tight. Come on, baby. Should have plenty of lube in there since it's leaking transmission fluid everywhere. Once it comes out, it's probably just gonna pour fluid out everywhere anyway. Until I get the new seal in. That didn't work. That's not good. I mean, look at this, guys. It's like it's just ripped the threads off the outside of the tool. So I got the Dremel out and attempted to put my own threads on it deeper. Because the threads just didn't really exist on this thing. And we'll see how that turns out. I don't have super high hopes. This tool's cheap enough. I'd definitely be willing to pay a few more dollars for it to get one that like is hardened and works and has real threads. Like, you know, all of the things that I expected this one to do. Let's get the tappity tapping on it. That feels bottomed out on my new threads. Now, let's see if I can get lucky. I'll use a little wrench instead of a ratchet, just to see if I get a little better feel out of it. Come on, baby. Cross your fingers, guys and gals. Still. Any movement this way is progress. I feel like it might actually be working. I can't tell, but it hasn't popped loose yet. And before it just popped loose. It's not very hard to turn. hard to tell. I mean, obviously the seal didn't come out, but I think it moved. What was that? That was a new sound I've never heard before. Dee-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-dee-doo. Attempt number 27. I lost count a while ago. So, I've reground the threads on it twice now. The first time I ground the threads on it though, I felt like it was making it move. So hopefully, I'm somewhere close to the realm of success. All right, guys. This has been one hell of a battle. But I have finally got this seal out of here. Holy cow. I reground threads in this damn tool like 4 times. Just kept putting it in, tightening it all the way down, not stripping it out. And then working on it and working on it and working on it. But man, victory! Let's get her over to the bench and see what we got. Okay, so here's what we ended up with. Now I got to figure out which way this seal's supposed to go in. This is the new one. You can see the back of it there. There's the front of it. So I don't know if it slides on this way or if it slides on this way. Man, this was a nightmare. This tool did not work as well as it could have and should have. But it's probably partially my fault because I did pack a bunch of O-rings on top of that and tighten a bolt down on top of it to try and slow that leak or stop that leak. And so I definitely wasn't helping the situation, but wipe this off. As you can see, guys, I absolutely trashed the end of that tool. I cut new grooves in it. I mean, maybe it'll work perfectly from now on with other seals. We'll find out because I got a bunch of these old GM transmissions. I'm guessing they all need this seal. Okay, so here's the side. You can see that's the side that I was running my tool into because it's all burred up right here. And it's got a good radius on it. And the back side of that seal, you can see that's where that rubber lip is. So that's why that was leaking, because if you look at these two seals side by side, you can see the slot's completely missing on this one. It's just hard and crusty and it's just collapsed on itself. And the diameters are completely different. Now part of that may be because I've been ramming this tool in there for an hour and a half, let's be honest. But yeah. So this goes in this away because that's how this one was in. And this is the original, I know it. There's no way around that. So we've got this little setter. We're supposed to be able to just set this on here, tap this right in there with the old dead blow. So I'm going to go over and attempt to not fail at that. I'm going to wipe it out real quick with a rag and get any chunks of metal or anything that's in there that's left over from this tool that I just obliterated in there. We'll tappity tap it in. I'm glad I got that out of there, guys. Look, it's a little chunk of the front of that tool. Chunk of metal. I mean, it wasn't going to get past that shaft, but it definitely wasn't going to do our new seal any favors. Oh, and it's actually, it was up against the bottom of this. So maybe that tool was bottoming out. Maybe that tool's just too long. And after I screwed around with it enough, because the one side's kind of chipped off, I bet you that's it. I bet you that tool's just too long. I need to grind some off the front of it. And then my new threads, that tool may be perfected. All right, so I put a dab of tranny fluid on the inside of our seal there so that hopefully it slides right on like we want it to. I'm gonna get her started here, if I can, by hand. There we go. Then we've got our little installer tool. It's supposed to push her down on there. Oh, it doesn't actually fit. I probably should have checked that first. Maybe it does fit. Maybe it's just the seals on there nice and tight. Let's try and give her the old tappity tap tap and see what we get. I'd say she's in there. Now if that'll come out. Uh-oh. Better get some vice grips on that. I knew that felt tight. I shouldn't have done that, but I did. So now we got to pay the price. It's turning and coming out of there. Probably should have just opened that hole up just a little bit with a drill. Just a super tight fit on that shaft is all it is. Not enough to hurt nothing, but make it annoying. For sure. And that seal's in there, and it's in there where it's supposed to be. So hopefully that doesn't leak anymore. So now we can put this all back together. All right, so we're gonna put our shift selector back on. Here, you got to stick this side in first with our little bushing. There we go. Washer. Cotter pin. There it goes. That ain't going nowhere. Now I'm going to wipe a little bit more of the slime off of here. All right, I'm going to hit you with my final thoughts on this cheap Chinese tool. And, it gave me some headaches. That's to come with the territory working on an old car with cheap Chinese tools. What did I have to do to make it work? Well, I had to grind the threads down a little bit. And I think the real problem is just the taper's not the right angle and it's too long and it bottoms out in there and doesn't get a good grip on the seal. I think once I grind the front of that down just a little bit where it's broken there and shorten it up, I think it'll work just fine on the next one. And then I should have drilled this hole out a little bit because it was snug on the shaft. Now, another one of these tools, because obviously their tolerances are pretty relaxed, may slide right on. I should have drilled it out. Don't be lazy like me. Don't just tap it on there and pry it off. That was dumb. But anyway, yeah, I mean, thumbs up, thumbs down. I give it a you know, if you're only going to do one of them, sure, do it. Maybe deal with the frustration or maybe spend another $5 and buy a little better tool and sell it at a yard sale. I don't know. That's up to you. Let me know in the comments below whether you think this seal is going to hold up or leak or not. And then I'll go down in the description and tell you if you're right. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it for you. I'm going to post some other videos around my melon here of things I'm doing in the shop. We've got merch available on our website, hats, t-shirts, and we've got a $3 a month membership program here at the shop that helps me buy these cheap Chinese tools and let you know whether they're game changers or lifesavers. So anyway, I got to get this thing ready for the burnout pit tomorrow. So till next time, keep on wrenching. Peace.